Hello crazy coders, welcome back to the second part of our dice stimulator game with Python Pygame module. Let me give you a quick overview of what we have done in the part 1 of this video. We have imported a Pygame, initialized it, created a screen, we have loaded background image, we have loaded the font, and with the loaded font we have generated a text. We have created an infinite loop in which our game will execute, and the first thing in our while loop I have implemented the logic of quitting the Pygame screen. Basically we got all the events that could occur in a Pygame through this, and from this we are checking the event type is Pygame quit, which occurs when you hit the X button on the top right corner of the Pygame window. If that's true, if that event has occurred, we will quit the Pygame and also the exit our Python program. After we are drawing our background image and also the text we have created above and updating the Pygame display. What's really happening is every time this loop runs, the images are drawn again and again. So if you don't do update, the images drawn on the screen will not be updated. So yeah, we also discussed our game logic. Let's discuss it again. Okay, since we are saying press space bar to start rolling, we need to know when user has pressed the space key. For that, we have get pressed method in pygame.key where we can get all the keys and a key is pressed or not. In our case it's space, and to know if space is pressed or not, we just have to check for pygame.key space, and if space is pressed, this value will be true and we'll start rolling. But before starting to roll, we also have to check the dice is already rolling or not, because we don't want to roll if it's already rolling. That's why I have created a variable to check whether our dice is rolling or not. So if the player has pressed the space bar and the dice is not rolling, we will start rolling, and this is what will make is rolling variable true. And also calculate the number the user will be shown after rolling stops. So that is it for this if block. Now in the else block, which will happen if any of the above condition is false. So in this case, in the else block, first thing is we are checking for if our dice is rolling. Okay, so if dice is rolling, we will show the rolling dice images, and if its dice is not rolling, we will show dice number image. That should clarify our game logic. So let's start coding. Okay, the first thing I will do is I will actually take a background image and whole image displaying above our game logic, because in this we will actually display our rolling images and our dice images. And if we draw our background image after these images, then we won't be able to see the dice images, because since background image is so big, it will draw on the top of it. So yeah, let's actually move them above. Yeah, I think this is a perfect place, because then first image will be drawn, then our message will be done, and then we will be able to display our rolling images and dice numbers. Okay, so great. Now first thing is I will actually paste some code here, and it is just a basic code. So let me explain it. I've created two lists, which is dice images and dice rolling images, to store the rolling type of images which I have shown in our first part, and in the dice images I will store the dice images in which number is there. Okay, so and since we have 6 dice images, we are running a loop from 1 to 7, and because in the range function the last one is exclusive, it will run from 1 to 6. And here I am actually loading a Pygame image, and it is located at dice image graphics and dice and starnum.png. so in the first loop it will actually render as graphics dice 1.png, and as you see in the directory, I have named them in such a way that we can access through this code, which is 1 2 3 4 5 6 png, and we can create a dynamic path with this loop, and each image will get stored in our dice image. And I am actually appending it to the dice images basically at the first location, which is at the 0th index. Our first image will be seen, which is 1, and at the second position, which is 1 index, we will see the second image, and similarly third, fourth, fifth and sixth. And now moving ahead, we have another loop which is running from 1 to 9, since we have 8 rolling images. And similarly I have done the same thing. It is located in the graphics animation role dot png. So as you can see, the name are like roll1.png, roll2.png, and similarly we can get a dice rolling image, and we are storing it in dice rolling images list which I have created here. So that's great. We got the images of our animation type of images and also number type of images. Now let's get started with our main game logic, which is if key is pressed and is rolling is false, then the first thing I will do is I will make is rolling true. Okay, and after making the is rolling true, what I will do is I will import actually random, because from random I will use a function named randint. So like from I will create a variable named random, and then I will store in the randint, which will I pass is 1 0 to 5, and here what it will do is I'm passing 0 and 5, which is both are inclusive, and as I've already said, the first image will be located as 0 index and last will be 5th. Okay, and after getting the random num, I will actually create a variable named dice num image, which will be our image of the number that has been randomly generated, and I will actually pick that image from our dice images, and I will just pass the random here. So it will be a random number from 0 to 5, and from that num we are actually randomly we are getting that image. Okay, so that's simple. And after that what we'll do is we will actually start storing our random rolling images as well. So for that I will quickly create a variable with like rolling images counter, and first I will give it 0, and this will help us to actually know how are we reached the end of our rolling images. So first time it will be 0, so the first image in the rolling dice images will be shown. So I will just do a screen dot blit, so which is block transfer. We are drawing the image, and in screen dot blit the first thing is we pass our image, and our images are located in rolling dice rolling images, and in that I will pass our rolling image counter, and since it is 0 we will get the first image, and I will place it at 250 from x and 150 from our y. Okay, so here our first rolling image will be displayed, and after that I will actually increase our rolling image counter, which will be plus equals 1. Okay, this I think is we are done, because after when user has click space and the rolling is also false, we are rolling it, we are generating a random number, and from the generated random number we are getting the particular random image of the dice, and then we are storing the dice rolling images. Okay, and now moving ahead in the else part, which will occur when one of them is false, and in the next iteration itself, because after pressing space we are making it true, so this condition will be false, and we will go to the else part itself. And in the else part, first thing it will check is rolling is true. Okay, so now since it is true, it will go to the rolling images, and here basically we are doing is same thing. We are actually showing our images, and we are making our rolling images counter increase. But if our rolling images counter is greater than equal to 8, which is basically we have reached the last image of our rolling image counter, because since it's 0 to 7, right, since we have only 8 images, the index will be from 0 to 7. So after displaying the 7th image, if we are increasing the rolling images counter, and after that if we are checking is it 8 or greater than 8. If it's 8, then it's very simple. What we have to do is we have to do is rolling, we have to make is rolling is false, so that it will be, this condition will be true next time, because we have done with the rolling here. Yes, after that we are also making rolling images counter 0, because since again if key is pressed, we want to show it from the starting. So we want to show the rolling images from the first image itself. So now I'll remove this and I will just paste here. And yes, we are done with the rolling images logic as well. In the else part, what we have to do is very simple. We have to screen.plit again. We have to just generate an image, and we have already declared we have already got the image from here, which has been brought from this random.end random. And yes, we'll just do that dice num image, and we will locate as same place as other dices, 250 comma 150. And as you can see, there is this warning we have given that says that dice num image can be undefined. So that is because in the first iteration itself, since while true will be there, and in the first iteration itself this else will execute, because neither this will be pressed and neither rolling will be true. So okay, this condition will execute, and we are first declaring the dice num image here. So we have to overcome this. I will just declare the dice num image here itself, and for that I will actually choose a 0th position image, which is first in the initial stage. So first time it will execute, it will show this image, and when it's press space, then a number will be calculated, and from that number we'll get the image, and from that image we will display in this part. Okay, now that's great. I think if I run this now, we will get our what we want. So let me run it. Yeah, we have the first image which was located at the 0 index, and it is shown in the beginning. And if I press space, okay, we can see dialing we can see those images, but they're very quick, and but our game is working, but the rolling images are not that nice. Okay, basically they are not feeling like they're rolling, they are just appearing and going. So for that, what I will do is I will create FPS basically, and frame per second. So we can do that by getting our clock first of all from pygame.clock time.clock, and if we pass if you use another function from it, which is clock.tick, and if we pass a number, that will be a frame rate. Okay, so in our case I will keep it 13 because that looks perfect for a loading animation. Now if I run it, if I press space, yeah, you can see a very good looking rolling animation, and we are getting a random dice as well. Okay, we are done with the most part, but one thing is missing, that is our audio. Okay, so for audio, and it is also very simple, we just have to load our sounds, which is first thing I will actually do a rolling odd. I will make a variable rolling odd, and from pygame dot mixer we can get a sound, and we just have to provide a path here, which is our audio and roll, and the next sound I will load is rolling stop odd. Okay, and again similarly pygame dot mixer dot sound, and similarly audio slash roll stop odd. Okay, after getting both of this the sound effects, and after storing them, and we just have to use the play method wherever we go. I want to play the rolling odd when we are rolling, and I will just execute this, and we want to make the sound effect of rolling when we are showing rolling animation, and to actually make the sound effect of stopping when we are showing our dice for the first time. Okay, now the point is, if we play here, we will get a sound effect, but the main logic of our code will not allow it to be pleasant. So even if I run this, we see that, which I will close, because since we are in while loop, and first thing is we will get this else, but most of the times we will be in this loop, in this else part only. So we want to make that sound effect only for the first time. So for that I will create a variable name first, and I will keep it true, and after that I will just check if first will be true, then play this audio and make the first false. And the second time I want to make the first true is when we are rolling, basically. Okay, so now this will make our logic perfect, because so the roll stop audio will play for the first time when we open our game, and it will not play again until we are going into this block in which we are making it true again. Okay, so I think that we are done with our game. Let's test for the final time. Okay, we see the sound effect and we have our image, and if this we have the rolling audio as well, and we have got a perfect 6 here. I'm rolling again, we got 5, and it's perfect. So thank you for watching. We will catch you up in the next video.